Hey everybody, this is Mark Custer, and I'm going to walk you through the process of taking a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and converting it into EAD. So this is my spreadsheet. It's actually got 55 different columns, but I've hidden most of those because you only need to show the columns where you're actually going to be entering data. So there are three things I want to show you about this file, which is basically completed containerless. The first is how to create the hierarchy in Excel. To do that, you're going to use column A and enter values 1 through 12. So this is a pretty flat hierarchy. It's only got 1s and 2s. But from a next level of description, I could either make a 2, a 3, or a 1. So in this case, let's say I'm going to create a series level of description, and I'll go ahead on my way and entering data. This is actually done, so I'll go ahead and delete that row of data. Next up, anything you see highlighted in red, or anything you highlight in red yourself, will then be converted into EAD as a title tag. Similarly, you can also use other formatting, whether it's italics, bold, underline, etc. You can also use different colors if you need to encode geographic names, personal names, family names, etc. directly in titles or other notes. In this case, I'm not going to go to that level of description. Finally, I want to point out to you columns F and I here, which are the year begin and year end. So these are not date expressions, but really machine readable dates. So if I try to put something in here like Easter, spell that correctly, you'll see I'll get an error. And the reason is because I've set up Excel here to do some data validation. And so it's constraining itself against the values that you enter. If you put in something like 1955, however, that's perfectly fine. Or even if you just put in the value 55, it'll accept that. It'll change it a little bit and put 0055. And that's essentially because it's trying to allow you only to put in ISO 8601 dates for these values, since they'll be used as machine readable values when converted into EAD. So that's it. This container list is done, and now it's time to convert it into EAD. There's two steps to do that. The first is to save this into a different format. So this is in Microsoft Excel's format right now, Excel Workbook. And I'm going to change that to XML Spreadsheet 2003, which has got that .xml extension. Click Save, hit Yes, and you'll see I've now got my XML document open in Excel, and it looks the exact same. You can edit this to your heart's content. In this case, the finding is done, but again, I just want to point out to the fact that it's not going to change the look and feel once you're in XML here. So I'll go ahead and close up Excel, and now it's time to open up this XML document in Oxygen. So again, this is Microsoft's Excel XML document, so this is not EAD yet. What we're going to do now is the next step to convert it to EAD. And so I've got this transformation scenario set up, which is called Excel into EAD, and this is where the magic happens. So if I go ahead and just click that transformation scenario, it'll very quickly transform this Excel file into an EAD file. Here, there's no collection level information because we just started from scratch and all we entered in was our levels of description. So each row now has a component here in our EAD file. And just to show you, let me go to the bottom because there was one of those at the bottom. Anything that was in red font before, right near the biographical history of garden art, is now in a title tag in EAD. I've also got my container tags, OB1 through OB3, and as well as a physloc note is also in its proper place. So there you have it. You now have an EAD file which is ready for import into your Finding Aid delivery system or into Archivist Toolkit, Archive Space, Atom, what have you.